Students, this is the last and final assignment of the year. You're going to be doing an ALEKS assessment based on algebra review as your very last activity in this class. These are the practice problems for that activity. These are key concepts that you will most likely be encountering in Algebra 2. So we're going to go over them right now. First, you need to be comfortable with radicals. So we did the simplification of radicals, where we simply tree them, we factor them. I'm going to try 7. 7 goes in there twice and one time, and then 7 again and 3. When you simplify, the date goes out, so that's 7 root 3. Variables follow the same rules as radicals, so if the radicals are the same, we would treat this exactly as if this was 9x minus 7x, which is 2x, and in this case, it would be 2 root 13. Multiply and simplify. You multiply innies and outies. In this case, it's root 15. You can't simplify, and so it just stays at root 15. Calculate the distance of the points of L, which is at -5, -3, and K, which is at -8 and 4. +4. Distance equation, giant square root, subtract the x's squared plus subtract the y's squared. So the x's, doesn't matter whether you go left to right or right to left. What does matter is you are consistent. Double negative makes a positive. This is -2. Square root of 148. Question number 5. Graph the line. This is y equals mx plus b. Our b here is -2. Our slope be -3/1. Graphing the line, if it's not given in y equals mx plus b form, your first order of business is to get it into y equals mx plus b form. So we have y equals 2x plus 2. The equation of the line is given below. First find the x and the y intercept, and then graph the line. So when you're doing intercepts, for the y-intercept, you ask yourself, for the x-intercept, what would x be if y is 0? So you ignore the y. And x would equal -3. And then if we have 4x plus 2y equals -12 to find the y-intercept, you ignore the x. So you pretend there's a 0 there. What would that be? and you graph your points. And those are your intercepts, and then you string your line through them. Find the slope of the graph below. You can do that algebraically or graphically. This is at 1, 4. This is at -1, +1. You can go y minus y over x minus x. And algebraically, we get 3 over 2, or we could simply bunny hop from this point up 3 over 2. It's positive, so 3 over 2. Fill in the blanks below. Find the slope of a line passing through the points. Well, there's a little bit of a trick here. Notice the y's are exactly the same. So let's do a quick little sketch. -6, +4 would be about right here. And 8, 4 would be over here. It's a horizontal line, therefore the slope is 0. This one, if we were to graph -9, +4, -9, -5, it's a vertical line, therefore it is undefined. Consider this line. Notice the slope. Our given slope is -1/5. Parallel, slope equals slope, so the parallel slope would be -1/5. Perpendicular, slope times slope equals -1, so the perpendicular slope would be 5 over 1. You have to be able to be comfortable with 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90. So short leg, going this way is √3. Going this way is times by 2. So something times √3 is 8. You know you need a √3 there. That gets us 3. You need to divide by 3 to get down to 1. So the complete answer here is 8 √3 over 3. This one, 45, 45, 90, leg, leg, leg √2. So this would be 2 √2. We have 2 hot air balloons with 2 these 2 hot air balloons. She determines that the lower hot air balloon is 670 meters away at an angle 42 degrees from the vertical. It's this triangle. The higher hot air balloon is 945 meters away at an angle of 36. How much higher is the right than the left? So we're asking, what is this? So in order to get the red, we need to first find the blue and the green and subtract. From the 42, that's adjacent and hypo. So we're going to get cosine 42 equals, we'll call this x over 640. And for the green, that's adjacent and hypo, that's going to be cosine 42 equals, we'll call this y over 945. Says right here, do not round any intermediate calculations. Round your final answer to the nearest tenth. Very important. Make sure you use an Alex calculator here. But since I'm working on this, we're going to have to okay, so it's cosine 42 times 640. And then we have cosine 42 times 945. Minus and the final answer is going to be 226.6 meters.